Hello and welcome to this brief lecture where I'm just going to introduce an overview of the micronutrients. Now we've covered the macronutrients, which were the nutrients needed by the body in larger quantities. Those were the ones we needed in grams. And the macronutrients, for a review, consist of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Now we're moving on to the section of our course where we're studying the micronutrients. And micronutrients are needed in smaller amounts in the body. Smaller amounts indicate milligrams or micrograms. Micrograms can be abbreviated mcg or the symbol for micro, which is the backwards U next to a little g. Milligrams are abbreviated little m, little g. The micronutrients consist of vitamins and minerals. And while they're extremely important in overall nutrition, keep in mind that the micronutrients are non-energy yielding, meaning that we do not get calories from them. We're going to start by looking at the vitamins. Vitamins are one of the two classifications of micronutrients, and vitamins are classified by their solubility. The fat-soluble vitamins consist of vitamins A, D, E, and K, whereas the water-soluble vitamins consist of the B vitamins and vitamin C. The B vitamins that we'll cover in this class include thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, biotin, pantothenic acid, B6, folic acid, and B12. In addition to the vitamins, the other classification of micronutrients are called the minerals. Minerals are not classified by their solubility, but rather by how much is required per day. The minerals are classified as being either major minerals or trace minerals. Major minerals are those which we require more than 100 milligrams per day from our diet, and trace minerals are those that we require less than 100 milligrams per day from our diet. Now, it's not to say that major are more important than trace, because both of them are very important. And you can see the major minerals and the trace minerals that we will cover in the course listed there. As an overview for vitamins, vitamins are considered to be organic compounds, meaning that they are carbon-containing, and they are essential to our diet. Vitamins promote growth and maintenance, and they allow other nutrients to do their jobs. When it comes to the B vitamins, it was originally thought that B vitamins were one chemical substance. But upon further discovery, it was noted that B vitamins are actually many different substances. But you'll learn that they kind of function interdependently. And one good way to think about the vitamins, and in particular the B vitamins, is that while they don't themselves contain energy, they don't contain calories, they act as the keys that unlock the energy in the macronutrients that we eat. So things like the fats, the carbs, and the proteins, if it weren't for the vitamins in the foods that you were eating, you wouldn't be able to unlock the energy or calories from those macronutrients. A couple of tips for preserving vitamins. Store your foods away from heat and light, and try to eat them as soon as you can after purchasing. The longer they're exposed to heat or light, the lower the vitamin content will be. Cut your fruits and vegetables as close to the cooking time or serving time as possible. Don't cut them and leave them exposed to air for a long time, or light, or heat, etc., because that will decrease vitamin content. Don't soak your vegetables before you cook them, as soaking can cause valuable vitamins to leach out into the water. When you do cook, cook in as little water as possible, and use cooking methods like microwaving, pressure cooking, roasting, grilling, and stir frying, as opposed to baking or boiling, since baking or boiling will increase vitamin loss. If you can, preserve and use the water from cooking your vegetables in order to make soups and sauces. Some people add it to their juices. And when it comes to rice, don't rinse your rice before cooking. That washes away the water-soluble vitamins. When we talk about vitamins, we also need to mention the concept of bioavailability. The vitamins have to be absorbed in your body in order to work. About 40 to 90% of vitamin absorption occurs in your small intestine. When it comes to the fat-soluble vitamins, those are vitamins A, D, E, and K, those guys require fat elsewhere in the diet for absorption. Water-soluble vitamins may require transport molecules or specific molecules in the GI tract. There's some vitamins that are absorbed in their inactive provitamin or vitamin precursor forms that in turn have to be converted in the body to its active form. And you'll see with vitamin D that that's the case. We get vitamins and minerals from the different fruits and vegetables and whole foods that we eat, but we also can get them from enriched and fortified foods. I want to clarify the difference between an enriched and a fortified food. An enriched food is one that has had nutrients added back into it. So, for example, the nutrients that were lost during processing. Think of enriched wheat flour. That's white flour with iron, riboflavin, thiamine, niacin, and folic acid added back into it. Those were removed during the processing, and so they had to be enriched back into the flour. Fortified is adding nutrients that weren't in the food to begin with. Okay, so fortified is a little bit different than enriched. And a good example of a fortified food would be an orange juice with calcium added. Okay, calcium never existed naturally in orange juice. It wasn't lost during processing. It was never there to begin with. But if you see an orange juice that has calcium in it, that's a fortified food, adding in the calcium that wasn't originally in the food to begin with. In the United States, there's a law, it's in 1942, that says that our wheat products, if they're refined, meaning white wheat products, that they have to be enriched with the following nutrients: iron, riboflavin, niacin, and thiamine. In 1996, folate was added in order to help prevent against neural tube defects. So, as we learn about the different vitamins, and later on iron as a mineral, you'll see that with riboflavin, niacin, thiamine, and folate, some of the good sources in the typical U.S. diet will be enriched bread products. Again, that's because that's a law that says if you're going to have white bread made out of enriched wheat flour, that enrichment process will have to include the addition of more riboflavin, niacin, thiamine, folate, and iron, which is a mineral. Keep in mind that when you eat enriched products, however, you don't get any fiber for the most part. So the water-soluble vitamins that we're going to cover in this course consists of vitamin C and what are called the B vitamins. And I've made a table for you here so you can start working on learning what the alternate names are for some of these B vitamins.